Alex Reid was the first black woman in K-pop, loved by many. However, everything went dark fast. And after leaving the group, she talked about what she had to experience. In 2011, DR Music debuted Rania, the group that the company became known for. At the time, Rania consisted of 8 members and was advertised as an expansion into Asia by American producer Teddy Riley. Not long after their debut with Dr. Feelgood, Teddy Riley announced that he would not do any more work with the company, saying that their manager does shady business and used me for my music. In addition to many pre-debut members of the group leaving, several members of Rania left the group in its early years, prior to their attempted debut in America. After a 2-year hiatus, Rania returned as a 6-member group with the introduction of Alex Reid, the first African-American woman to be in a K-pop girl group. Before she joined the group, she was already an artist with 1 EP. In December 2016, the group announced that along with a new lineup, they would be changing the name to BP Rania. It was also announced that Alex will be the new leader of the rebooted group. Controversies arose in early 2017 when Alex was basically cut from BP Rania's new choreography. She would dance in the beginning and then walk off stage for the rest. When fans demanded an explanation, their choreographer implied that Alex did not have the right work ethic. She said she won't do it because she's a rapper. But Alex took to Twitter to deny her false accusations. If these lies keep magically surfacing, I'll go ahead and come out with the truth. Let it really hit the fan. DR Music spoke up to clear the controversy between Alex and the choreographer. The recent uproar of fans sparked by comments made by our choreographer and Alexandra has ultimately been a positive thing. It has brought us together as a company with Alexandra to discuss a plan moving forward for the next round of promotional stages. The rumors that Alexandra was not willing, able, or present at practice to participate in the full choreography are false. Her level of talent is surpassed only by her work ethic and dedication to the team. It is for those reasons that we gave her the position of leader. Alexandra has always been a model of professionalism and a pleasure to work with. We offer a sincere thank you to the fans for supporting our girls while voicing your opinions. You will see how much we took them to heart as we move into the future of BP Rania. Then DR Music announced that Alex will be fully participating with the group by dancing in the whole choreography. But later, they claimed that Alex will be taking a hiatus from BP Rania because she was offered an acting opportunity in the States. With Alex temporarily in the States and Yaina deciding to leave the group again, BP Rania continued to promote as 5 members. While on her hiatus, Alex suddenly posted on Twitter, concerned that she was kicked out of the group. I heard the label tweeted that I'm out of the group. Can someone put me in the loop? Do they celebrate April Fools in Korea? Did I get kicked out of my group for real or for April Fools? It was later revealed that the claim came from a fake account posing as DR Music. Someone pranked us all lol. Apparently the account that tweeted that was fake. Okay, I can take a joke. LOL. But just a couple months after the confusion, DR Music officially announced that she was indeed leaving the group. Our staff and the artists have reached an agreement that Alexandra is no longer a member of BP Rania. We have gone through quite many conversations and meetings and agreed to promote with 5 members. Fans were not happy with this. Well, you guys definitely got the publicity you wanted. Now you're just going to drop her. You guys can't even promote the group right. All the fans asked for is for Alex to be treated like a real member. Legit, you guys are over. This group is done now. I certainly wish Alex and the rest of the girls the best, but I know that it's definitely not going to be with you. Terrible company. It's an embarrassment that you guys even call yourself a company. Alex was your last chance. When you had her up on stage, you guys had the highest ratings and had people talking, and you just went 20 steps backwards. Poor girls, they deserve better. There goes Rania's last chance. I was an Alex stan, so good luck to the girls, but don't count on me. You guys are the worst K-pop company, OMG. Soon after the announcement, Alex took to Twitter to post a cryptic message about no longer being locked in but now being locked out. It's either the lock-in or the lockout, depending on who you are. She also tweeted a possible criticism against DR Music. People think they can push you around, take advantage of you, manipulate you, violate you, then throw you in the trash and walk away. Dead wrong. She also thanked everyone who supported her. I'm no longer a member of Rania. Thank you for supporting me, cheering me on, and having my back, even fighting my battles. But fans were convinced that the story behind Alex and BP Rania was way messier than it seemed. A fan of BP Rania posted screenshots of her conversation with a netizen named Candy, an infamous anti-fan of Alex, where Candy states that Alex was pressured to leave the group. Wow, why not just kick her out? Oh, was that intentional? She needs to take the hint and leave. Nothing fans will do will change their mind. Even his father doesn't want her. She is done for. Oh, will the group survive this comeback? Of course. Alex needs to go. She and her fans. Well, if both Phil and DR don't want her, then why not kick her out? Well, perhaps it is to not look bad. If she leaves on her own, the better. I hate to see fans wasting their time. Let me break it down. DR Music does not care. The fans were sending emails and doing petitions when they heard she wouldn't be included. Dr. Music did not care about the emails. They did not care about the messages. They are done with Alex. So nothing anyone says will change their mind. DR Music already knows I support their actions. So they have no reason to listen to fans, especially after all that I stated in my emails to them. Fans claimed that Candy was in talks with not just the manager, but also DR Music CEO's son. Fans talked about these messages. Who is she? I don't understand. She is a Saseing who has influence in the company and was extremely jealous of Alex and began harassing her and the company. OMG, and does she have any fault for what has happened to Alex? To some extent, yeah, she shared her ideas of why Alex didn't fit the group with the CEO's son. For some reason, he agreed with what she said. Evidence also claims DR Music was shady with the group's upcoming music. They would hire producers to write songs for the group but continually reject any demos being sent. A friend of mine and I both produced a bunch of songs for the upcoming album, like 3 or 4 each, to pitch to DR in all sorts of genres, styles, etc., to see if they'd accept any of the pitches, and even though some of the songs were perfect matches for Rania, DR turned down all of them, saying they didn't match the concept, even if they did, and then said they were open to receiving more music from us to listen to. But we got a feeling pretty fast that no matter what we sent, they would just reject it. Another post stated that the manager also denied any help they were offered in terms of marketing towards the fans. So after Make Me Aw, I was hired by Ingenio Media, and they revealed a bunch of different things. One being that, according to their last meeting with DRM, Alex was no longer part of the group. They explained how difficult it is to work with DRM, and they even offered DRM support and money, but they have declined. They wanted me to work on 3 songs and, if possible, a Dr. Feel Good remix. I started working on the songs, and I asked them if DRM had any of the original files, and DRM claimed they lost them. Ingenio Media badly wanted to help the girls and support them to make a full album. They had great ideas that the fans would love. So anyways, I start working on the songs, and for whatever reason Ingenio Media was being unresponsive. I think due to a bad meeting with DRM. So I decided to talk to Philip directly and send him the songs. He liked the songs and had the CEO listen to them but came back to say they didn't fit the concept of the comeback, as it was going to be very different. I then asked if I were to make another song, what concept should it fit, and he just told me to wait and see. I then offered my marketing expertise to Philip for free, and yet he declined, saying he was fine doing it. I was curious if he knew what he was doing, so I asked him if he knew iTunes submission rules, and he said he didn't. So I told him the next promo photo of the group has to be 2000 by 2000 for iTunes to accept. He said thanks and said he'll make sure to fit the photo shoot to that. They actually placed the girls properly this time around, lol. Then he basically said DRM doesn't want anything to do with Ingenio Media's plans for the fans, as it didn't suit their vision. I then asked if they were dropped by a distributor, and he said no. Shortly after the comeback news came around, I asked if Alex would be included, and he said yes. Whenever you bring up Alex, there's always an awkward pause. I asked if he needed help with video and photo stuff, and he said he had it all handled himself. Okay. TLDR. DRM is a total mess, and it seems like Philip is destroying the company and the Rania brand. The only reason why I'm speaking out is because I never signed a contract and never got paid anyways. I won't be working with them again. I feel bad for Ingenio Media because they only want good for the group, but they are powerless. After being completely free from DR Music, she made a post on Reddit. I'm Alex Reid, the first non-Asian black woman in a K-pop group. Ask me anything. Being a black woman in a K-pop group was hard. Now that I'm no longer a member, I can answer some of your questions. I'll be here for about 1.5 hours. I'm still under confidentiality on some topics, so I'll do my best. Of course, I cannot go through all the replies, but I am going to put in where it shows how DR Music mistreated her. I will leave the link to the Reddit post in the description. Did you have a Korean language tutor while in Korea? How was the experience as someone trying to learn as an adult? Did you feel comfortable talking to your Korean fans? No, I did not. It was hard learning from books and apps and then trying to apply it to real conversations. I gained a strong vocabulary, which made it easy to understand everything people are saying, but the lack of explanations and classroom practice made it hard to gain the courage and proper understanding of how to answer back. Hi. I hope you're still answering questions. Did you do your own makeup, or did they assign a makeup artist to you? I hear in the US a lot of black women have to bring their own foundation to photo shoots and sets. Is this the case in Korea, too? Did you buy makeup in Korea, or just bring what you had with you? I did my own makeup once it was established that they didn't have the necessary resources to do it without making me pale. I brought my foundation, bronzer, etc., and used their lashes and eyeshadows, etc. It shows they just put her in the group and didn't want to invest in her. Didn't hire any Korean tutors and makeup artists. It's nice to see that they treat Black Swan better. At least from their vlogs we can see that they have makeup artists. Alex then appeared on Crazy Grace's channel, where she talked about things she had to go through. I will leave the video link in the description as well. She answered a question about her relationship with the rest of the girls in the group.
Like with the girls. Honestly, it was very confusing, like I said, right? Yeah. Looking back, the communication wasn't as good as I even thought it was. At a certain point, I thought that we were really on the same page. Over time, it became clear to me that just because of the communication issues, we weren't able to form the bond that I kind of thought we were forming. And I thought that when I got there, just because I was kind and I respected them and I was like humble that they had been working, I didn't really consider the fact, all the attention that was thrown all of a sudden to me, like all these newspaper things, like it was crazy. It was like literally on every newspaper everywhere in Korea, like first black idol, da 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 da. And so I think at that time I didn't think of it like, hold on, they're seeing this. For all they know, I could just be like diva status, like, yeah, give me all the attention. Yeah. So for me, I just thought like, okay, because we're cool, I didn't think I needed to like overcompensate for that and be like trying to have conversations about it. Like I thought it was like clear that like I respected the hierarchy in the group and that I was the rookie and I didn't expect anything different.
So they had a little bit of jealousy, I guess.
Maybe. When I got there, it wasn't like I received not a warm welcome. Like it wasn't like they were mean to me right off the bat. If we had spoken the same language and had the same culture, they could have seen that that wasn't, that's not what I cared about.
She also revealed that she was not kicked out but chose herself to leave.
Did you ultimately leave Rania?
It's funny, I think people all think I got kicked out.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I think everyone thinks I got kicked out, but that's okay because I don't care, you know, like I did actually leave, and it's because there was a point where everything had hit the fan in a big way. Like things were so stressful. I just felt like it wasn't a healthy situation for me anymore. It became like, why am I sacrificing my own happiness just to prove that I could like that I can handle it? So I just decided to walk away. It was just like a series of things leading up, and then it was like, you know what, this is not a situation that is safe for me. Like I can't be here.
And do you ever regret leaving?
No, it was the right thing for sure. Like I definitely miss it. Like I mean even the hard stuff.
She once again appeared on Crazy Grace's channel where she talked about difficulties she faced. She said that there were small but impactful moments that added up throughout her time in BP Rania, spoiling her experience. There are all these little things that I think people don't account for, and in my situation, it was so rushed. When you're in it, it's like you don't have that much perspective. But looking back at everything and seeing the trends, I'm like, whoa, a lot of that was not fair. Giving the example of her Start a Fire comeback, she revealed that parlors did not have her foundation shade and that no one knew how to handle her natural curls. As a result, she had to style her own hair before each day really started. For example, for the second comeback, for Start a Fire, I ended up straightening my hair. Like no one could do my hair curly, and they didn't have the right tools. They just didn't know how to do it. They just couldn't do it. I did my own hair, and it was so exhausting. K-pop idols already have a jam-packed schedule during comeback season, but Alex still needed to get up earlier than the rest just to fix her hair. You know that the hours were insane. I was waking up at 4 a.m. to wash my hair so that I could dry it on time. While the other girls were in hair and makeup for 4 hours, I was just sitting there at that point because no one was doing mine. Despite reassuring the people around her that she was fine with doing the extra work herself, she realized later on that it was not fair on her part, saying, "If you're backed into a corner, is it really a choice?" She emphasized the need for companies to take better care of their artists, especially if they're getting extra publicity from them. If you're going to reap the benefits, you have to think of how being different is cool in front of the camera. But what does it take to sustain having someone different off camera? If I'm a member, then there should be someone to do my hair like there's someone to do everybody else's hair. In the same video, they talked about Black Swan, especially Fatu, as Black Swan is signed under DR Music, which is the same one that Alex was in. Contrary to what some of her fans may have thought, she holds no malice against Fatu. I think it's amazing because they never did that before. No one did that before. They didn't know what to expect, and I didn't know what to expect. And so I think that after my experience, they were able, hopefully, to refine that idea and hopefully make it easier for the girls behind the scenes. She described how it felt to be the only idol who looks the way she does and why it is so important to have representation in K-pop. I'm excited because it's really exciting for girls like me to have representation. To have representation is so important. I didn't see anyone like me, not even close. Now it's cool to think that there are girls who can look and say, there wasn't just one at this point, but now there's another black K-pop star, and she has darker skin. And with colorism, there are so many layers where it's like people will favor lighter skin, so I think seeing more different complexions is so important. Although she was excited for Fatu, she can't help but feel worried for her at the same time. I think it's really, really exciting. On one end it's amazing, and it's exciting, but part of me just has this little bit of worry, hoping that things are nice behind the scenes, hoping that things are smoother, and that the company learns something from me being there. Remembering the struggles she went through alone, she hoped that Fatu was having an easier experience. I found myself making sure that her smile was genuine. I had so many moments where I was trying so hard to put on a smile. I wanted to be there for girls and give other people a chance to be in that position, so I didn't want to ruin it by letting what I was going through come out. Alex ended the topic by expressing her sincere desire that Fatu be happy and be treated well by the people around her. I found myself looking and just being like, I hope that her smile is genuine and that people are being nice to her and she's not just really going through it. Also, Black Swan used her voice in several songs of their debut album, Goodbye Rania. Alex's own duet with member Hemi called No Dab was included in the full-length album, and her voice was heard in several other songs, including the remix of BP Rania's Start a Fire. Alex revealed what she thought of being in such a situation. She brought up her beloved fans who jumped to her defense as soon as the album was released. They're confused too because they wanted to make sure I got my money for it, and they wanted to make sure I'm aware and no one is pulling a fast one on me or anything like that. DR Music never contacted her before the release of Goodbye Rania to inform her of their plans. She found out along with everyone else as soon as it dropped on October 16, 2020. It's weird. We can all admit that it's a little strange. To each his own, but if that's what they wanted to do, I guess they had their reasons. I'm not on stage, so why is it my voice? But yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea. Though she knew that DR Music owned all the songs she made during her time in K-pop, it was still a strange situation nonetheless. It's just random, I guess that's the word. It's totally random. I've been gone for 3 years at this point and it's a whole new group name. It's a whole different group. It's not the same girls. It's totally different. Despite the company's actions, Alex holds no ill intent towards the members at all. Now that there's more diversity, I hope that people are kind and that people give them respect. She talked more on her decision to leave the group and what she had to experience.
It was mainly like positive, and I was pretty shocked because I didn't know that my race was going to be so focused on. Mm-hmm. I know that sounds weird because like there had never been, like there had been, mixed people, but not with no Asian, It was like the first time that happened.
Right, because there's K-pop groups with not Koreans in them.
Yeah,
like, they might be
like at first I thought they were going to be like, okay, you have to like straighten your hair and lighten your skin, like all the rumors that you hear about K-pop. Mm-hmm. But I got there and the boss is like, keep her as black as possible. They were like, curly hair. They told us to like, do anything you want, keep it curly.
Spray tan.
Make her darker.
Go outside.
So I was like really surprised, but I was actually super embraced by the Korean audience. Like in Korea, they went crazy when I would come on stage. Like they would lose their minds, and people like kind of warned me like, oh, like be careful. They're not gonna really take warmly to you. But it was the opposite. They did. And I think internationally, it was kind of polarizing where people were like, why does she get to be in K-pop?
Right.
Yeah. But you're always gonna have those people,
Totally.
And I think probably most of those people are people who in their perfect world would probably also be idols,
What I want to say in this part is we need to remember Lana, how toxic and crazy international people were. They basically bullied her out of the industry.
And I basically was staying because I didn't want them, like I was trying to just prove that I wasn't going anywhere.
Okay.
So I stuck it out. But then eventually it just felt like, like my whole thing in life is I don't surround myself with people who I don't have like a moral or like ethical or just basic common ground with. Like if we're not on the same general wavelength, I think it's like dangerous to be in that situation.
Was it like catty? Was it just like culture shock? What was the dynamic?
At that point, it wasn't culture shocks. I'd been there a long time, but I feel like, it was kind of just, I didn't feel safe, to be honest. I didn't feel like it was a safe situation. And I just, in that moment, told myself nothing's worth that. Like nothing's worth my parents getting like a phone call that I'm not like good.
Interesting. Oh, so you
and
feel
I'm
like
alone, I'm in Korea by myself.
like you were being forced out, kind of.
Yeah, I really was. I'm writing a book about it, and it's very like it's juicy. Very in detail. It's juicy. At that time, I feel like I went into some kind of autopilot where I was like, okay, like you're by yourself, so you have to be strong. You have to stand up for yourself. You got to do this. You just got to do what it takes. And looking back, it was like an impossible situation, but I was out there just telling myself like, you can do this. Like, you're good. Just do it. Just go. And I did.
I didn't feel welcome all the time. A lot of times I really felt like an outsider.
When was that? When did you feel like an outsider? Like within your own company?
Yeah, I felt like an outsider a lot of just, I was really alone, like during the whole experience. It was like I wasn't really, like, I don't know, I wasn't like part of, I don't know. It was just like, it was me, like I felt, and then a lot of times I felt like people, like getting, like the worst thing for me honestly was like at hair and makeup in the morning. I felt that made me feel awful consistently. Like it was pretty much a disaster every single morning because at first they were going to do my makeup and then it was like, I kind of found them putting it off on one another. Like, so-and-so didn't want to do it. And then they were like, oh, can you do it? And I'm like, oh, can you do it? And then that started making me feel uncomfortable. And then with my hair, they were like, you don't know what to do with this. And they were like tearing the curl, like literally like ripped. I was like, whoa, okay, we cannot do that ripped. I mean ripped. Ripped, I know, the horror in your face. Yeah. So that was really hard. And then, so then let's go forward to where that wasn't working out and I was feeling bad about that. And then like with the makeup, they weren't, getting my color. They were just using whatever they had and then like putting bronzer on. And it was like, I was still like way, way lighter. And I didn't really want to change my ethnicity to go on stage. I was just trying to like have my face, my blemishes covered, So eventually after that wasn't working out, we agreed that I would do my own makeup. And I was like, all right, that's fine. So I was doing my own makeup every morning and then they were gonna do my hair. So we agreed for me to wear my hair straight for Start a Fire so that they could handle my hair.
And I was like, all right, that's fine. So it's going to be less damage, I guess. If I, like, literally for Start a Fire, we straightened it one time. And that whole promotion, we didn't put heat on it again. Like, my hair will stay straight forever, like, if you straighten it. So I agreed. I was like, all right, we can do straight hair, and then they'll do my hair. But every day, it was like, I was the last to get worked on ever. And no one would, like, we would sit there, and they would come and get each one of us. And no one would come get me, like, ever. Like, ever. I had to, like, just do it, and then I would go to a manager and be like, it's like 10 minutes till we leave, like, I cannot, and they're like, oh yeah, can you just wear your hair like that? And it was like, well, I can, I guess, but like everyone else is getting their hair done and having different hairstyles, and you know, like what, I just didn't understand, and that consistently on a daily basis made me feel really bad, and there was a lot actually of like chitter chatter that I could understand in Korean of people saying mean things when I was in there, you know, about not wanting to like touch my anything, and that just made me feel bad every day.
They also talked about what many people thought, that they were using her for attention from the public. But once it came to music and performance, she was like a feature. She also touched on the CEO wanting her to dance like the other girls in the group.
So do you feel like because you were kind of left out so much, like you didn't look the same as your group, and then like, do you feel that they wanted you as more of a feature for the group, or were you, I mean, you were the leader, but were you like, do they really want you part of the group, do you think? Or was this like a publicity thing? What do you think?
Well, at first, everybody, like the internet was saying like, oh, this is publicity, like they're just using her. And I really didn't see it that way, like at all. Like I felt like, okay, I just couldn't fit in the choreography because of the timing or whatever. And I'm a quick learner with dance. So actually, I remember we had a dinner after like the first performance went really, really well. The boss of the company, who I have to say, like to this day, like I have a real soft spot for him. Yeah, like we really got along on like a real level. And I feel that in an industry that, like the fact that I was like the first to not have any Asian in me at all and be Black, and you know, for them to give me that shot, like I, regardless of what happened after, I have to give, you know, I have to give you that thank you for giving me a chance, you know, when no one else is. So for him, we had a good relationship. And I remember he took me out to dinner with the choreographer after Demonstrate, like went well, the first show or the first two shows. And he told her like, okay, I want her in the full choreo. And he was like, how quick can you learn it? I was like, if we have a day, I was like, I can learn it in a day. But we were busy. I remember we were promoting so much. So at the time, it didn't feel like purposeful. It felt like, okay, like we just haven't had the time yet. It's just not happening yet. But then as things went on and I was confused and I wasn't really getting answers, then I did start to see the side of like, oh, this does look a little more like a publicity thing, because I was like front and center on everything. You know, I was like front and center on pictures, and then as soon as I'm on stage, I was like gone after a minute. And so people were confused, and it was like, I didn't know what to say. You know, they're like, oh, can you not dance? Or like, oh, can you not learn choreo? And it was like, well, I can, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I did start to feel, to this day, I'm confused. I don't fully understand what happened, but I can see how it could have been more just, oops, here she is. Yeah.
It's not the first time she talked nicely about DR Music CEO Yoon Dong-ryong.
So the boss of my company was actually awesome. Like, I love him. So whatever problems I was having were like below his like level of, you know, whatever. I don't know how to say it, but it wasn't him. Like, I love him. But yeah, for me, I feel like because he knew I was from America, he was trying to like keep things a little more chill. But the way that it's run is like very all-encompassing, if I can say. It makes you feel like you are not really in control of your person. Like,
so it seems the CEO of the company was not a part of the issues, but mostly his staff and disorganization. Especially when you have a different race person, it could be they really didn't know what issues they would face when it comes to hair and makeup. But of course, it's not the main issue why Alex left the group. She said that it was all things combined that put her into a bad emotional and physical position. In this interview, she once again stayed in the same position on why she left the group.
So when I departed from Rania, actually I'm curious. I want to see just like a show of hands, how many people think I was kicked out versus how many people think I left. I'm really curious because I always see mixed things.
Alex was kicked out of the group. Be honest, I mean, because we're just we're gonna tell the truth, so we're gonna be honest. Somebody said that. So everyone else, someone said that.
I didn't say it. I heard someone say it. Okay, who thinks I left? Because we were just on the fence. Okay. So yeah, so I did leave. But I didn't leave because I didn't want the K-pop dream anymore. I left because I was at a point where I actually didn't feel safe. Like I felt like safety is first, health is first, and I thought this isn't a situation that I feel good about, like having my parents in another country and like thinking everything's good, and then they wake up to bad news, you know? And I was like, nothing's more important than safety or health. And at that point, I made that decision. It was like I had been unhappy and uncomfortable and under a lot of stress and in a really bad place for a really long time. But it wasn't enough to make me leave. You know, nothing was enough to make me leave outside of physically not feeling, you know, content like with my health or safety. So at that point, when that hit me 100%, like this is not good, that's when I wrote a very polite letter resigning.
Yeah.
She continued music career after leaving the group. She released 2 singles, East West and Gretchen Wieners, in 2018. She quite a few times mentioned that she's writing a book about her experience as a black K-pop idol. But it hasn't come out yet. But as of now, in 2025, she will attend K-Con. She is also now an advocate for animals and communities. Sadly, she seems lost someone really important in her life, and there is some anger about this that us wouldn't understand, as we don't know what happened. But yeah, biggest condolences to her. I do hope DR Music changed and Black Swan girls are treated right. Fatu has been in Black Swan already for a long time and she keep on going, so hopefully everything is okay there. But it seems DR Music is struggling with money, as the Black Swan performance video for I Like It Hot was really badly done, and there have been no promotions. But what are your thoughts? Thank you for watching and see you next time.